Today, we're doing thin crust pizza on the big green egg.
First we make the pizza crust, and we're going to take 3/4 cup warm water, about 110 degrees, not too hot, not too cold, else your yeast will not work right. Half a teaspoon of yeast, and you can use active dry yeast. This is baker's yeast, but any kind of yeast will work. And just mix it in and let it sit for a few minutes to activate, probably about 10 minutes. After your yeast has activated and sat for about 10 minutes, you want to measure 2 cups flour, and I use 00 flour just because it adds a different little texture to the thin crust pizza, but you can use regular flour as well, multi-purpose, all-purpose flour. And then I add Italian seasoning, just to spice up the crust. We're going to mix that and add it to the yeast and water mixture. And now we just knead for about 7 minutes until it forms a ball and has a very smooth texture to it. Okay, when the dough has kneaded for about 6 to 7 minutes, you can also do this by hand. You'll have a smooth texture to it. And you can see it's nice and smooth, not rough. We're going to wrap it up and let it rest for about 10 minutes while we light the grill and get that started. That way this won't be so elastic when we roll it out.
Okay, so today we're going to light the grill. As we do it, we open up the bottom vent. I'm using big Komodo Joe's big block charcoal. I got these starters. I'm not real happy with them. I won't recommend them. These are kind of generic. The other brands are better. Put about 3 of those in there, and we just light. What I like to do is just get a good fire going before I close anything down or put the plate setter in there, get it up to temperature a little bit before the plate setter goes in the pizza stone. So now we wait.
Once your dough has relaxed for about 10 to 15 minutes, it can be longer if needed. You can take it out of the plastic and put a little flour down here. And this will make about 2 to 3 thin crust pizzas, depending on what size you want. Ours are usually about 12 inches, 12, I would say about 12. So I'm going to separate this into 3 and wrap the other 2 up while we are getting the one ready. So I use a rolling pin for this. If you've mastered the art of throwing it up in the air, good for you. Tell me how to do that without landing it on the floor. Once you have it rolled out to the size, you want to put it on the cutting board, the pizza board, and you can use semolina, forget the name.
Cornmeal.
Okay, you just want to put the semolina on here. You can use cornmeal as well. You don't want to put too much, but enough that it's going to slide off the board when you have to put it in the green. Okay. To put the pizza crust on there, and then you can get ready to build.
Okay, we came out to check the fire. It's going pretty lightly right now. I'm going to close the lid at this time, take off the top cap, and let that come up to temperature. Okay, the grills came up to about 500 degrees now. Now I'm going to add the plate setter. Let the plate setter warm up for 20 minutes or so at 500. As you add the plate setter in the pizza stone, the airflow in the egg will slow down, so the heat will have to get going again. Plate setter goes in, legs up. We add our grill. And we just add the pizza stone on top of the grill. There, once again, let that heat up for 20 minutes to a half hour. On the pizza stone, this is a Big Green Egg brand. We've used other brands before, and they usually end up cracking.
First, we add a little olive oil to the crust, and I use garlic olive oil just for a little bit of flavor on there. Then you're going to add your pizza sauce. Okay, add your pizza sauce and cook the pizza real well. And then we're going to use some mozzarella. And for added touch, I don't have it today, but fresh mozzarella is always good to slice on there also. And then we add the pepperoni. Our pepperonis are cup and char. Another name for them is Old World pepperoni. And we get them from Penn Mac in Pennsylvania, and I'll add a link in the description for you. The nice thing about these is when they heat up, they actually cup and the edges char. And they taste really, really good. So we're going to add these on there. And then whatever other toppings you might like, we're going to add sausage, onions, and hot peppers. So I like my pizza pretty covered in pepperoni, so I make sure there's no gaps and fill it up. And then add all the other toppings. Now we've tried to put salt in our crust, and it has changed the consistency to a different consistency that does not cook well on the grill. So we add salt on the pizza a little bit at the very end, and instead of in the crust. So let me grab that. And like I said, just a small amount, add a little flavor to it. And if anybody knows why salt makes the dough consistency different, please let me know in the comments. Okay, here we go. And we are ready to put on the grill.
So I think we're ready to go. What I like to do is take my spatula here, kind of loosen the pizza up off of the board it's been sitting on, just to get it loose so it goes on, slides off a little easier. And we just slide it on to our pizza stone. And we close our lid. About 23 minutes, I think we're ready to pull this pizza off and slice her up.
Thin crust pizza is done. The crust is nice and crispy. Time to cut.
Let's eat.